this is the way most championships are decided. Just say this out loud. Who are the best players in the game, and how did they play? The Rams' best players were all great. Aaron Donald was the most physically dominating player in the game. Von Miller, pass deflections, 2 sacks, was unbelievable. Matt Stafford, the best drive by any quarterback. Cooper Kupp, the MVP. The Bengals stars, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. The Bengals coaches told you, the game plan told you what the Bengals thought about the game. We can't block the Rams. Joe Burrow was sacked 7 times. They were anemic on 3rd down. Outside of a gift touchdown on a pass interference call that wasn't called on the Bengals, that 150 yards passing. The Bengals could not sustain drives. The Bengal coaches were telling you how they prepared the game plan. We're not going to be able to block Aaron Donald, and they couldn't. The Bengals did not have a single normal touchdown drive. They had a 75-yard gift from the officials. You're complaining about Logan Wilson. It's the reason you led. And then they had a halfback pass, telling you they knew if they got down to the red zone, they would not be able to move the Rams' defensive line. They had to go to tricks. And the Rams, on a 3rd to 4th string wide receiver, on a 3rd string tight end, butchered call that gave the Bengals a touchdown, still won. In the one drive all game for the Rams that they had to pass, and I talk about this all the time, it's much harder to pass in the NFL when everybody knows you have to pass. And the Bengals have a very good defensive front. That was on display. Very good. Bengals are very, very good up front. But in the one drive the Rams had to pass, and everybody in the stadium knew it, 15 plays, 79 yards. If you take out that gift touchdown to T. Higgins, the Bengals, the rest of the second half, didn't have that many yards, 75. The box score tells you the story. Rams moved the ball. They were fine on 3rd down. They were fine through the air. They were perfect in the red zone. They had plenty of time of possession. They didn't get sacked much. The box score tells you the story. Now, the Bengals fought like crazy. I said it Friday. They felt like a 6th seed in the tournament that won some buzzer beaters. And then they get to the final game in the NCAA tournament like Butler did against Duke, but Duke's got better players. You can't complain about a Logan Wilson ticky-tack call in your eyes when the reason you had the lead was a 75-yard gifted touchdown by the officials. The Bengals were a good team, but they lost 8 times this year. Could have been 10 if not for a great kicker. They were overwhelmed physically by the Titans in long stretches. They were outgained by the Raiders in the playoffs. They trailed 21-3 to the Chiefs. The best players in the game, all the Rams' best players, were clearly unstoppable. Stafford, Kupp, Von Miller, Aaron Donald. And they did it with an unbelievable resilience because they had a receiver playing in the game, a rookie from Notre Dame. You didn't see him in the regular season almost at all. He became a vital receiver. They were on a 3rd string tight end because the backup had some brace on his shoulder. Cincinnati's coach also got really conservative, or maybe they pull off the upset, and it would have been an upset. But what you saw from the Rams is what people in Los Angeles who watch the Rams every week had seen. Resilient, overcoming injuries, the best players dominating when they had to, and the best 4th quarter quarterback in the National Football League. Let me talk about Matt Stafford for a second. And we know what I'm about to say is true. It's self-evident. Where you land in the NFL will overwhelmingly dictate your success as a quarterback. Andrew Luck, Joe Burrow are exceptions where they overcome a lot of stuff. And let's be honest, the Bengals have some really good players. Bengals have a bunch of good players. Andrew Luck got his team to the AFC Championship with like one other Pro Bowler. But where you land matters. And after a dominating high school career and a great college career, Matt Stafford went to the Lions. So finally this year, for the first time in 13 years, he got a functional head coach and a functional owner and a functional GM and a functional roster. 1 year. And he already has, after last night, 3 game-winning playoff drives. In 13 years in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers has 2. But Aaron's cool, single, the chosen one by the media. But Aaron doesn't win enough in big games. He's not great late. Matt Stafford, 1 year in a functional organization. Look at his numbers across the board. 13 years of turmoil, tumult, and turbulence. And he got better playoff stats than Aaron. But Stafford has no drama. He's not jonesing for attention. He's not the single guy trying to find himself. He's an adult. He married his college sweetheart. He has adorable kids. His only celebrity friend is his buddy from high school, Clayton Kershaw. I wish we'd spend less time talking about people who create drama and more time about guys like Matt Stafford, who put his head down for 13 years in lowly Detroit, didn't talk about it, didn't complain about it. And after all that time, he finally went to management and said, may I please be released? And they had so much respect for him in Detroit. They cared so deeply about Matt Stafford, they let him choose the team and they let him stay in the NFC because they respected him. They knew they'd underserved him. Can you imagine that? How often does that happen? They felt guilty. He was better than them and they knew it. I know he's not cool and single, doesn't wear corduroy suits and tell you, hey, man, that's just your opinion on vaccines. No, we've got an adult. We've got a grown-up who knows who he is, has since college, is defined by his smarts, his ability in crisis to make plays. He's not jonesing for attention. And 1 year of a legitimate organization, one after 13 years of nonsense in Detroit. Look at his numbers. And what's most impressive about Matt Stafford is a great quality in our parents, our grandparents, and a great quality in bosses. It's just a great human quality. When the fit hits the shan, when your team is melting down in Tampa, when you have to be great in crisis and things aren't perfect like yesterday, OBJ is out, and your tight end now is your third and fourth stringer, and you're playing rookies at wide receiver, that's when he's at his best. The guy in Green Bay is great when he's comfortable. It's Detroit. It's the regular season. They're favored by a touchdown, and they lead late. Matt Stafford this morning has more game-winning playoff drives than the guy he shared a division with. The difference is he got no support. So little support that the Lions put their arms around him when he just asked to please be traded and allowed him to go to a team that was likely going to beat them if they faced. That tells you a lot about Matt Stafford. No drama, total adult, at his best in crisis, and a complete and utter baller. Never a bailer, always a baller. That's my kind of quarterback. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.